Hi, I'm Dr. David Croto, Dean of the Seminarian School of Ministry at Columbia International University, and I am here with Dr. Sam Rubinson, Professor of Christian Ministries. Dr. Sam, I hear that you like to incorporate experiential educational theory into your ministry classes whenever you get a chance. How does that work? What are some examples of you doing that?
Okay, so one of the examples is the concept of they have a shared experience and then we debrief that experience. So, for example, they'll come into my classroom, I rearrange the chairs almost every day differently. Sometimes it's in groups of 2, sometimes it's in 4, sometimes it's in 6, sometimes they're facing backwards, which they come in and they're like, what in the world's going on? But then that will go along with the lesson I'm teaching so that they then make that transition. Because most of us learn better by experiencing something.
You create an experience for them that's connected to the topic of your lesson.
Yes, if at all possible. Another way I do that also is the timing of my class. I have one class that I personally love. It's at 6 a.m. And the reason of that is it's a ministry leadership class. It's, applied biblical leadership. And the concept is, can you show up? And they don't really understand what's going on until about mid-semester. That's when I tell them, part of ministry is actually showing up. And then how can you be wholeheartedly present in the now? Eventually they figure out, to show up at a 6 o'clock a.m. class, I've got to go to bed early the night before, which they don't realize for a while. But that trains them for ministry. Because if you're preaching on a Sunday morning and you stay up Saturday night, physically, you just can't do it. So that's what I'm talking about, this experiential education theory. They have this experience that they can debrief. They can then draw some conclusions and then apply those new conclusions to a new experience.
So how do you incorporate the concept of disequilibrium or adaptive dissonance into your teaching?
That's a great question. So in the one class that I teach, we have found that there is a question that you can ask that when you don't know what to do, you ask it. For example, I was on the board of a Christian ministry that we had to shut down because of COVID. Went to the bank. I don't like talking to people. Go to the bank and I'm chatting with the bank person and we're just chatting, find out she's a Christian, I'm a Christian, we start talking and I start talking about this adaptive dissonance. She's like, give me an example. And I said, for example, if you're trying to figure out, do I take this job or that job? If you ask this question and I tell her the name of the question, then you would know how to decide which one is which. And she goes, oh my gosh, I can't believe that. That's exactly where I am. And now that you've asked me that question, I know which job to choose. So that's kind of that disequilibrium.
What's the question? You're not going to tell us the question?
If we have another interview, maybe I'll answer it. So,
wait, are you trying to create disequilibrium in me?
Yes. And it's okay because I have a high tolerance for your pain.
Well, I'm glad you do. Experiential education. Thanks for joining us today and talking about this.
Absolutely.